Locks changed. You don't have a home anymore. That cold text came from Mom while I was at work. I read it, smiled quietly, and didn't react. Funny how brave they suddenly felt. 2 days later, their lawyer called urgent and panicked. We have a problem. Call now. I just stared at my phone, sipped my coffee. By then, it was too late. My name is Maddie Reynolds. I'm 32. Until recently, I believed being a good daughter, doing everything right, would earn me love and respect. The text that changed everything. It was a typical Wednesday. I just finished work, drained and nursing a headache that had lasted days. All I wanted was a hot shower, comfy clothes, and to visit my parents. I was bringing fruit for Mom, who'd been struggling with her blood pressure. I worried about her. Waiting for the bus, scrolling through my phone, I froze at a message. We changed the locks. We don't trust you anymore. That's it. No explanation. Cold and final, like I was a stranger. I laughed, thinking it was a mistake or a joke. Maybe Mom sent it to the wrong person. I called. It rang 3 times, then disconnected. Tried again. Nothing. The 4th time, Dad picked up. His voice was flat and tense, like he was ashamed. Maddie, it's best if you accept it. The house is Cassie's now. You've done enough. My hands shook as I closed my eyes. The house was now my younger sister Cassie's, the family golden child who always got everything, even when she didn't earn it. The one who broke things and never fixed them. The one who lied and got away with it. She smiled perfectly in every family photo while I did the hard work behind the scenes. The sacrifice I made. That house held memories. I grew up watching Dad patch the roof himself. Mom lining cabinets with contact paper because they couldn't afford new furniture. When times got tough, they called me. They made me feel needed. Maddie, if we lose this house, we have nowhere else. So I paid. No questions asked. For 2 years, I covered the mortgage, worked extra jobs, sold my car, fell behind on my bills, canceled vacations. I never asked for thanks. It was family. I did it out of love, duty, and guilt the kind good daughters carry. And now they kicked me out with a text. The confrontation. I didn't hesitate. I took a taxi straight there. The key didn't work. I forced the lock, knocked, yelled. Mom appeared at the 2nd floor window like it was a scene from a play. Don't make a scene, Maddie. Your sister needs stability. I paid for that house, Mom. And Cassie is expecting a baby. She needs it more than you. Besides, you've always been independent. I nearly collapsed. Cassie's pregnant? Do you know she's with a married man? That's none of your business, Mom replied, her voice soft but poisonous. I felt the floor drop, but stayed standing out of habit. Dad didn't come out. He hid somewhere. Cassie smirked from the balcony like she'd already won. I turned and walked silently to the taxi, crying for half an hour. But this wasn't sadness. It was the beginning of something new. I wasn't going to let it end like this. The pattern of my life. In the weeks after, I stopped paying the mortgage. No one else would. The house was in my name. They never read the papers they signed. They trusted I wouldn't dare. They thought I'd stay the same. Cassie started posting on social media, decorating the nursery, pastel walls, new curtains, thanking the best parents ever for giving her the perfect home for her baby. Only I knew the truth. It wasn't a gift. It was the price of my sacrifice. My sleepless nights, empty bank accounts, lost chances. They wanted a war. They were about to meet a Maddie they never imagined. Not the obedient daughter, not the silent sister, but the woman who'd been holding it all together and was now ready to tear it down. A lifetime of being second. Since I was a kid, I was the responsible one. If Cassie got bad grades, I helped her study. If Dad was angry, I calmed him. If Mom was down, I brewed tea, cleaned, kept her company. I was the useful daughter. Cassie was the spoiled one. At 14, I broke my wrist helping Dad move furniture. I cried in pain, but Mom said, "Stop being dramatic. If you were at school, You wouldn't complain. I suffered 2 days until the principal made her take me to the hospital. After my fracture and 2 screws, Mom apologized to the doctor for wasting his time on nonsense. That was just the beginning. I got used to everything revolving around Cassie. When she changed majors 3 times, no one cared. When I hesitated about grad school, Dad called me irresponsible. When I graduated, I missed an internship abroad because Cassie was going through a breakup and couldn't be left alone with Mom. You're strong, Maddie. Your sister's not, they said. Those words cut deep, but I accepted because I had no choice. I was always the fixer. So, when Dad asked for help with the mortgage, I didn't hesitate. Another chapter of the same story. I said, yes, I can. I will for all of us. But now I saw every dollar I paid went to new rugs, a luxury crib, air conditioning in the Queen's room. No thanks, no acknowledgement, just silence. The breaking point. Forgetting the worst part, seeing Mom post a photo with Cassie in their renovated kitchen captioned, "My greatest pride, the one who gives me reasons to keep fighting." I wasn't in the photo, not even mentioned. I locked myself in my apartment for days, ignoring calls and messages, even from Jake. I turned off my phone, slept little, ate less, wandered the house like a ghost. Then he came for me. "You can't let them break you," he said, holding my hand. "You're not the one who should feel ashamed. They are." For the first time, I let it all out. I cried like a child, sharing what I'd buried for years. He didn't judge. He just held me, made me soup, listened. "If you want to fight, I'm with you," he said after hours of venting. And I wanted to. I was going to fight with smarts, strategy, and everything they denied me, dignity. Because I'm not less for not being the favorite. I'm stronger for never being chosen. The discovery. One afternoon, while going through an old box of letters, diplomas, and family albums, I found something that stopped me cold, a will signed 3 years earlier. It left everything to Cassie for being the daughter who has always been there. They wrote it while I was covering their bills, sacrificing my youth to keep what was theirs. That was the last straw. I called Diana, a lawyer friend from college, and told her everything, from the mortgage payments I made to the cruel text and the law firm. She asked, "Do you want to fight for your rights, or just get revenge?" I paused. "Why not both?" I said. She smiled. "Then let's get started." The baby shower. Cassie didn't waste time. 2 weeks later, she threw a baby shower in the backyard. Gold balloons, a giant mural with her name, photographers, fancy guests, and a live social media stream. It looked like something out of a luxury magazine. Everyone smiled. Everyone except me. I watched on my phone, Mom toasting without guilt, Dad pretending to be happy, Cassie glowing in white, surrounded by flowers like nothing had happened, like the house wasn't stained with betrayal. "This baby is coming into the most loving home possible," Cassie said, dripping with hypocrisy. A guest raised a toast to the Reynolds family's unconditional love. I almost threw up. My hands shook with rage and helplessness, but beneath it all, I felt a sharp clarity, the kind you get right before you say enough. Taking action. With Diana's help, I drafted a formal letter demanding legal mediation to settle the house's ownership. I presented rock-solid proof, payment records, signed documents, bank transfers, everything airtight. When Mom got the notice, she screamed, "How dare you? You want to ruin your nephew's arrival with lawsuits." "I just want what's mine," I said coldly. Just like Aunt Violet who died alone, Mom's voice dropped. "I'd rather be alone than live surrounded by hypocrites." Then she hung up. No more emotional blackmail worked on me. The fight intensifies. That night, I dreamed I walked into the house with a hammer, each strike breaking a lie. I woke up sweating. Jake, my boyfriend, was there. "If this hurts too much, we can stop," he said. "I don't want to stop. I want to finish this." Jake helped me sort every receipt, transfer, and bank record. He urged me to record a private video telling my story just in case. "Don't trust them to play fair," he warned. People like that stop at nothing. That week, someone spray-painted "traitor" and "bitch" on my apartment door along with an anonymous note. Don't meddle where you're not wanted. Don't you have a family? I filed a police report. Fear gripped me, but fury burned hotter. When you have nothing left to lose, fear fades. Cassie messaged me, "Give it up, Maddie. No one cares about your tears. You're just jealous." I replied, "I'm not jealous. I'm tired of being invisible." The mediation meeting was brutal. Mom cried fake tears. Dad looked exhausted, but silent. Cassie didn't show up, sending a lawyer instead. Diana spoke calmly. "My client demands what is legally hers. She has paid for this house and preserved it." The family lawyer sneered. "Cassie has a child to care for. It's not just a house. It's a home." Diana countered. "Home is where respect and truth live, not lies." The mediator suggested a settlement, but I refused. This wasn't about money. It was about respect and justice. Justice served. After weeks of hearings, the court ruled in my favor. The house was mine. Cassie's name was removed from the deed. I changed the locks again, this time on my terms. Mom and Dad didn't come to the final hearing. They didn't want to face me. Cassie posted a picture of her baby in the driveway, smiling with a caption, "Starting a new chapter." I smiled back, alone in my new home. Because this house isn't just bricks and wood. It's proof that I exist, that my sacrifices mattered, and that love isn't about who's loudest or prettiest. It's about who stands, even when everyone else walks away. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the story, like the video and subscribe to our channel. This is Revenge Scales, where justice always finds its way. See you next time. Asterisk.